What we are seeing are people who are afraid now to come out, and loneliness. It really is setting in. And so I thought maybe we'll talk a little bit about that. Well, we're all dealing with sort of that issue. But when you're a little older, I think it's harder to process. In general, it affects people who are getting older because when you get older, your world tends to get smaller. When you're older, your eyesight goes a little bit and you don't drive in the evening or night anymore, right? So now you're not going to that group you used to go to. But now with COVID, that really has put a big stamp on loneliness. That's why I'm so happy to see a group. And we've done here small groups to keep everybody socially distanced, and we only do up to 10 people, and first come, first serve, because that does get attended. But I also see those who are so afraid of going out. And we encourage the outside, except for yesterday and today, maybe, right? And maybe tomorrow, because we're dealing with that too. The weather has to do with it. Now it's nice to wake up when the sun shines. I see more and more loneliness and depression. I see it truly kicking in. You're asking the wrong person, because I'm one who would address it immediately. But it's a difficult subject, and don't forget, the children of the population we're dealing with are in their 60s. They're dealing with their own issues of getting to an age where you say, ooh, it's getting closer and closer. You're now in your last quarter of your playing field, right? And so it's I think you could see it here. Some people that have visitors and are okay with that, and there are some who don't have any. Children don't even come to visit because of COVID, and so that can happen when you live at home. It's hard. It's very difficult, and it's difficult for everybody. Everybody is affected by it, and that's the nice thing of a community, right? Because here you could sit on your patio, and the fan going, but you can see your neighbor. And we do have that every day still at 5 o'clock. They still have that happy hour. But you see residents here that have that interaction neighbor to neighbor, and they can visit. It says we sit at least 6 feet, which is probably 8, 10 feet apart. You can do that and still feel safe. So far, everybody has been kept safe here, and that's the beauty of a community, because you could be alone here but not feel alone. I think we have to continue to be positive. I was reading that there is somewhat hope for a vaccine, and there's a way out. Follow the rules. How about if we all wore a mask in public and we socially distanced? How about that? And then when we came home, we washed our hands and we followed the sanitary protocol, right? How about that? If we all did that. And I think with the less restrictions, that's where people feel, oh, and Talbot County is a typical example. Talbot County was, oh, well, our numbers are great, and now we're opening this and we're opening that. And what has happened? 54% of the new cases have been since July 1. Right? You get up in the morning. I personally have my first cup of coffee right away, but somebody else, might. But don't you all, right? We all do it. It's just, I think, when you can do certain things, all of a sudden, don't tell me I cannot, I think plays part of it. Because in reality, there's a lot of things we can do. We can go out bicycling, we can walk, we can swim, we can communicate, we can watch TV, we can read, we can sing, we can dance, we can do anything, right?